Good morning, beautiful people. Hey, I don't really know if, it's just not gonna. Anyway, hey, hope y'all had a good evening. Welcome to day 5. Today we're gonna have a conversation. It's gonna be smooth, but it's gonna be a little tough because, first of all, I made me some cream of wheat this morning. Carolina boy, and I feel good. But I was thinking this morning as I was getting ready, right? I was thinking about the fact that sometimes, we really can be our worst enemy, our own worst enemy, right? And it brings me to today's topic. So today we're talking about the fact that you're not lazy, you're unmotivated. And I'm going to tell you why, right? So, the first thing is you lack a clear vision or a purpose. You lack a reason for a purpose. Your why is defined and you probably understand it, but I don't know if you believe in it like you should, because if you did believe in it like you should, you wouldn't have a huge problem maintaining it when times get tough. Right? I'm sure you've heard people talk about like the inevitables, right? The variables that you just can't change, the things that just the area where if stuff can happen, it will, right? Sometimes we spend so much energy and focus on worrying about the things that we can't change, the things that we have no control over. And a lot of times it's by mistake. We might not even realize it. It's not even intentional. But we'll spend time on it and we won't have an opportunity to shift that focus back before it's too late. And next thing you know, that distraction becomes a task, or that distraction pulls you off of an opportunity, helps you miss out on something that was destined for you or that was designed to be yours. You got to be clear on what your purpose is. You have to continue to motivate yourself to push forward in tough times and in good times. Look, sometimes people take their foot off the pedal when things are just going good for them. You ever had that happen to you? You're in a situation and things were just going right? You celebrating win after win after win. So I'm going to take it as if you own a product business. If you don't know, I own a product business, Just Gingers. Check it out, justgingers.com, hair and skincare, all natural. So let's say that you're doing something really well and you're exceeding your sales and your marketing is working and you're doing things that are really putting you in a position to continue to win, all right? And then all of a sudden, you start feeling so good that you just stop doing that little extra thing that really was the key, that was the recipe to your success. So you start slacking a little bit in this area, and next thing you know, you start slacking in this area, and next thing you know, you compromising this and you compromising that. For all my fitness people out there, oh, it's cold outside, so I'm not going to work out. Oh, it's this, so I'm not doing that. And the next thing you know, everything starts crashing. And you're like, wow, why did that happen off just a few tweaks? I've been doing everything the same way, but have you? Remember, what was your purpose? What was your motto? If it was to provide the best customer service for your product, or maybe it was to provide the best product, whatever that case may be, did you let your foot off the gas? Next, you might be overwhelmed. I need you to go back and simplify your goals. There's no such thing as dreaming too big. I'm not one of those people. Oh, you scale it down a little bit. Maybe you're taking on too much. I hate that shit. Like, I can't stand, I already told y'all, I hate when a person talk to me and be like, you just got so much going on. Because I look at them and be like, it's an alternative to that, right? I passed 2 funeral homes on the way here. There is an alternative. I'd rather be busy and alive and moving forward, helping other people than be in the ground. It's not my time yet, thank God. right? So check it out. However, sometimes if your goals are not focused, if you don't have a direction or a good feel for the direction in which you're going to get to achieving your goals, you are causing some of your own problems, right? Here's the deal. If I want to, when I was in Kuwait, there was an Ironman type contest or whatever. And my father, shout out to you, Dad, he has so many trophies. He did a lot of Ironman contests and stuff from time he was in the Army to time he got out, and boxing, kickboxing, jiu-jitsu. Dad did all that stuff. He kept us, there wasn't a day we went by when we were kids, when we walked by my dad's trophy case, that we didn't have to, squint. So shout out to you, Dad. All right, check this out. So, when I was in Kuwait, if I wanted to take advantage of this Ironman contest, right, there were some pieces of it, and I don't want to quote it wrong, but I do know there was like a 100+ pull-up part. There was like a push-up part. There was some squats. There was a little run. There was all these different things, but they were clear and they were focused, and you knew exactly what to expect. So it wasn't a lot of surprises. And it was kind of one of those things where it's like you either do it or you don't, right? And if you do it and you maintain whatever the qualifications are, then you could win. Your goals need to be as close to that as possible. So what do I mean? I mean, if it's your goal to build a business and hit a certain level, you need to know what that level is. You need to know what you're going after, and then set those milestones so you know that you're on the right path. So you can look down if you write it down or however you do it, and you can check it out and you can say, all right, am I going closer to where I want to be? Have I achieved the things that I need to? And listen, I'm gonna tell you, there's a cheat code to this, right? Some people in their relationship, they have once a month meetings, and they meet with their accountability partner, and they say, hey, check me out. Here's the things I said I was going to do by X time. This is what I accomplished. And they want that feedback, right? Whether it's positive, whether it's a little bit of constructive criticism, whatever the case may be, so they can realign and make sure that they stay straight. They want to stay straight, because if you don't, you could easily sway in the wrong direction, and then you miss out on whatever your goal is. You could also use that as motivation to remind yourself how important it is for you to get to that goal that you're going after, and tell yourself when it's wrong and what wrong looks like, so you know how to reshape that, refuel, re-energize, and then go back out there and do it the right way. Breaking your goals into small, achievable steps. So we hit on it, but I want to make sure that we drive it home, right? Sometimes when you're going after your goals, you can create tangible milestones, right? Things that you can touch, feel, see, things that you can know, like, okay, I did that. I remember when I owned a property management franchise, and one of the first goals is to hit 100 doors, right? Residential properties that you manage. And it was one of those things to where the reason they make it such an incentive was so you say focus on hitting that achievable step. And for me internally, in order for me to expand my business in the direction that I was doing at that time, I wanted to I made it even smaller milestones, right? So I went 10, and then I think I jumped. I didn't go by 10s, but I was like 10, 30, 42, something weird like that. And then, we did it like that. And me and my partner at the time, we used to, every time we either signed an association or went up another 10 doors, that achievable step, me and her went out to dinner and we would talk about it. And a lot of times, as we continue to expand the business and it continued to grow, our dinner started getting shorter because we had so much to do and things were really going in the right direction. So I said that to say, whatever that looks like for you, whatever business goal you have. Maybe it's a school goal. Me and three of my closest friends are all in school right now, and we get to communicate throughout the day and remind ourselves, what our goal is, and we're almost there. We're all about to graduate, so it's pretty cool. But that may look a little bit different for you. Who you put in place, or whoever you have that relationship with, to where you can have that accountability partner. You want that, right? You want to break those things down and make sure that they're achievable steps for you, and constant reminders. And then the last thing, action creates motivation, not the other way around. All right. So you got to keep pushing forward, right? I think about if you have a broken down vehicle and you got to get it up a steep hill. You can look at it as much as you want, it's not going to move. You could talk about it, still not going to move. But the moment that you actually start putting in effort and you're pushing, try to get this vehicle to the top of this hill, other things may happen, right? You putting forth your action, a lot can happen. Adrenaline can kick in and give you the strength to continue to get all the way up. Somebody driving by could look at you and be like, oh man, let me give him a hand. And then another person, and then it just... But if you just sit there and you just scratching your head staring at it, you're less likely to see that vehicle move. You got to remember what your motivation is, whether it's intrinsic or extrinsic, doesn't matter. You got to remember what it is, remember your why, break down your goals into achievable steps, and then allow yourself to put that action into motion. That's crazy how that works, right? Put that action into motion and watch other things start falling in place. So I hope y'all have a good day. Today is day 5. I want to tell you that you're not lazy. You're not. But you may be unmotivated. So fix it. I go by Jay.